Isn't Colorado beautiful in the winter? We can ski, ice skate, and just play. It's great. Unless it's like this, then it's awful. When the snow hits, Aurora is ready to move that snow. Hi, I'm Jackie Polisi. Efficient snow removal is essential to maintaining the health, safety, and welfare of Aurora residents. During winter storms, the city works hard to keep roads open to help minimize the disruption of services. Let's take a look at how Aurora helps make your winter driving easier. Here at the Public Works Department, they start with watching the weather. This is Chris Carnahan. He is the Public Works Operations Manager. What's the weather looking like, Chris?
Well, we've got a mild day today, but you know, this being Colorado, the weather can change in a hurry.
Yeah, it sure can.
We'll keep an eye on it every day, and if you want, come over here, I'll show you a few of the things that we use to keep an eye on the weather.
Sounds great.
This is an example of a internet site that we use. We subscribe to this to give us hour-to-hour conditions here in Aurora. We can watch what's going to happen as the weather develops over the next few hours here. We'll also use our own weather stations that are distributed throughout the city to keep an eye on the road conditions. We have weather stations throughout the city so that we can monitor temperature, wind conditions. We actually even monitor the temperature of the road, so if it starts snowing, we'll know whether that snow is going to melt or whether it's going to accumulate on the road. If we want, we can go in here and get a visual image of what's going on out there too. Obviously right now the roads are real clear. One of the other things we use is we'll go in here and look at the national graphics to see what's coming our way. This one you can see a storm's developing up in the Pacific Northwest that we're going to have to keep an eye on for the next couple days. If this storm moves down here into Colorado, that's when we'll get a chance to put our snow plan into action.
And if you're wondering what that snow plan entails, let's take a closer look at the details. In Aurora, a typical winter storm drops 2 to 6 inches of snow. About once or twice a year, we get really big storms with up to 12 inches. Aurora bases its response to snow removal on our most common storm accumulations. Here's what typically happens. Based on the weather forecast, if the temperature is going to drop below freezing, anti-icer is put down on the street first. Anti-icer lowers the freezing point of the road surface so that ice does not form. As snow begins to stick to the streets and turns to slush, the plowing begins. First on the priority streets, such as Chambers or Alameda. Priority streets connect emergency facilities, such as hospitals, fire stations, and police. It is very important to keep these streets open so response vehicles can handle emergencies. If the streets get snowpacked, we switch to using granules and de-icer to melt the snow and ice off the streets. During heavy storms, we may need to re-plow the priority streets as the snow piles up again. After the snow has stopped and the priority streets are open, then we start on the secondary streets, such as Jewel or Abilene. These streets link schools and other community facilities to the priority streets. After the priority and secondary streets are open, and if no more snow is falling, crews will start plowing the larger residential streets within the neighborhoods. These streets, such as 25th Avenue or Louisiana, help residents reach major thoroughfares and secondary streets. However, not all of Aurora's residential streets are plowed. Fortunately, our bright Colorado sun sometimes does the job of melting the snow before crews can get to it. One thing to remember is, during a big snowstorm, those priority streets may need to be plowed over and over again to keep them clear, which means secondary and residential streets may not be plowed until much later. Also, during rare times when we have heavy accumulations, like the snowstorms of 2006, a state of emergency might be declared, restricting traffic on roadways to emergency services such as police cars, fire engines, and ambulances. With major snowstorms, Aurora pulls in extra help from other city departments and contractors to lend a hand and work round the clock, day and night, as needed. The city is also careful to use the crews and equipment efficiently so we don't overspend the city budget, balancing needs versus the cost to the taxpayers. It takes a lot of special equipment to keep the city running smoothly in a storm, and Aurora has a wide variety of vehicles and tools for moving snow. Most of the equipment consists of the conventional plow truck. We have about one plow truck for every 20 miles of snow route. Sometimes it's not enough to just plow the snow, it has to be hauled away too. For this job, the city has graders, blowers, and loaders. Driving in icy conditions can be very dangerous. Aurora uses state-of-the-art products for snow and ice control. By combining liquid chemicals and granular materials in our distributing trucks, we effectively control snow and ice and keep the cost to the taxpayers down. We're back in the Public Works offices to see how they track all of that equipment. Lynn Center is the Capital Projects Manager here. Lynn, can you show us how it's done?
Sure, we use an automated vehicle location system, or AVL, and it uses GPS to keep track of all of our trucks and our snowplows. What I have here is data that we recorded during our big snow of 2006. What I'm going to do is zoom in a little bit so we can see what's going on. You can see here that we've had some trucks go through this area, and we can tell what they've been doing based on the color of the traces or the dots that are on the screen. The red dots indicate that a snowplow has been through and has actually plowed the street, and the blue dots indicate that a tanker truck has been through and has sprayed the street.
The automated vehicle location system can also help Public Works decide whether they need to make changes to their plowing operation for the day. It can locate a truck that gets stuck or disabled. Aurora uses other technology in battling the snow. There are pavement sensors in the road at various sites around the city to monitor the temperature of the road and the effectiveness of the de-icer. There are even cameras located at various sites to monitor the snow conditions before and after the storm. As you can see, snow removal is not just about plowing the snow. It's an entire network of people, equipment, and technology working together for you. Did you know you can help the city with snow removal too? Always move your car off the street before a storm so the plows don't have to try to get around it. It is especially important not to leave your car in emergency snow routes. And when you shovel your sidewalk, don't throw snow into the street. It only adds to what needs to be plowed. Now, sometimes a plow comes through a neighborhood and pushes snow into the sidewalk or driveway. The drivers try hard to avoid doing that, but it does happen sometimes. If you have a question or concern about snow removal, call Access Aurora at 303-739-7000. Weather predicting is an inexact science, and a response may sometimes be too much or too little. But the overall goal of the city is to provide you with the best possible service. Remember, Aurora uses the latest technology, materials, and equipment available to respond to those changing Colorado weather conditions. If you would like to learn more about the city's official snow plan, visit the city's website at www.auroragov.org. Have a safe and enjoyable winter, and stay warm.